Indeed, the Super Bowl was. Welcome on a Monday. Sun is out. I'm so excited. I love it when scumbags lose. So pumped. Yes, we'll deal with Mahomes' wife and brother and father, and yes, we'll deal with another winning team. But I'll tell you, nothing better than when scumbags don't prosper. Goodbye, Philly. Go home and eat your overrated sandwich. Respectfully. Maybe some scrapple in the morning. I hate the Eagles, so I am thrilled to be here today.
What the heck is scrapple?
It's one of these Pennsylvania nonsense dishes. Just move forward. The whole point is, F the Eagles. And we had a hell of a game last night. For once, the game was absolutely incredible, but you want to take it a step further, and I think you're spot. The only thing you were more accurate on was your prop bets. People watching a Super Bowl with Rico, it's like you're sitting there with Ace Rothstein. The only thing missing was the tinted sunglasses and a turquoise suit. Kenny, everything that happened. Oh, I got that. Oh, defensive touchdown. Just got that. I got this. I'm going mod on. This guy's not showing up for work tomorrow.
No, you don't want to play the prop game. You want to just play the score and the point spread.
Guilty.
This makes it fun.
I know.
In case the game was a blowout.
But it was awesome.
But it wasn't.
So let's go through this, because the Super Bowl actually desperately needed the game. Because in our world, everything else was terrible. Commercials were terrible. The halftime's whatever to me. I just was like, this game was awesome.
Well, think about it. The Super Bowl, the actual game in and of itself is not made for the average person anymore. Right. We can't afford it. They made sure they price the tickets out. It's only for celebrities. It's only for the really rich. So all you have is what's on TV. They got to rethink this thing. They got to redo this thing, because the Super Bowl experience as we see it on TV, hot garbage. The game saved the Super Bowl because we had something. Commercials. The funny thing was, I talked to some students this morning. They're all in their early 20s, and asked them, what did you like about it? And they were like, nah, it all sucks. I'm like, okay, use your words. Explain why. We just didn't get it. Like, you want to know why? Because they found every recycled person that's been around since the 70s and 80s. It got to the point, Mike, where we're joking. Who are they going to dig up next? Oh, here's John Travolta and Grease. Like, you've got to be kidding me. And when you thought that was bad enough, ladies and gentlemen, here's Kiss. What are we doing here?
Bad.
No one cared. The commercials, awful. Rihanna comes out, does the concert, and I don't know what we saw. She's floating over the stadium. Like, okay.
Look, the halftime show is always a waste of time. All right, and I don't want to get into last night.
The halftime show it's for people like Roberto, who really don't care about the game, right, but they need to be entertained. So he probably liked the halftime show.
All right.
Roberto, is he back there? Roberto, did you care for the halftime show?
Was that like your highlight, considering you don't know your...
I'd give it like a B-, C maybe.
All right, but the point is it caters to people like him. The game was incredible, though.
It was.
And for once, like... Look, that's the thing for me with the Super Bowls. I could get rid of so much of it. I know I sound old. I don't need 4 hours of pregame. No. I don't. The commercials to me are played. The best commercials are now movie promos.
Yeah.
Which were geared towards you, because I swore all of them, minus the Indiana Jones one, was comic books. And halftime, it's 9 out of 10 years awful. It's lip syncing. That's all it is.
I mean, we kept saying every commercial, and there's another $7 million wasted. And there's another. Right. Bradley Cooper is still laughing with his mother. I can't believe they approved this script for us to just come out here and talk and screw things up and mess around like it's our normal Sunday afternoon conversation on the phone. The only one that got me was the farmer's dog, because I was like, okay, if they kill off this dog, I am not emotionally ready for this. What are we doing? What are we doing? Is this dog about to die?
No.
Cut.
You're okay.
Cut. Next. Move on. If the commercial, it was 60 seconds long. If it went 60 seconds and 5 seconds, that dog was dead.
But no, look, the game was incredible. I'm into it. I want to know from your perspective, because we got a million ways to go with this. I do think last night is going to change an NFL rule, and it's not the one you think. I think we have a debate about all-time great QBs that I know Rico's not ready to have, but I want to present some evidence that maybe we can have it. I think Rico's ahead of the curve on something the Lions need to do that maybe I argued with 2 weeks ago, but I have to tell you, I've got some data that I think is going to make Rico look like he's right, and he might be. We got a zillion things to cover, but I wanted to at least start with this, which is simple. Was this one of the only times in your life where the game actually lived up to billing? And moreover, if the game wasn't great last night, it would have been one of the most disastrous Super Bowls ever based on commercials were awful. I don't know. And I mean, we were watching the game and you talked to everybody here at work. Halftime was just, they may as well have had a lip syncing competition. I don't think she was singing. I mean, the microphone's over here. Her mouth's not moving. The lyrics are still going.
Yeah,
What are we doing here?
You know what? Here's the funny thing. I don't even think people that wasn't the thing people were noticing whether she was singing or not.
Well,
I'll leave it at that.
I understand the other thing. I'm leaving that alone.
I think that was it. Other than that, they got to retool this thing. They have to do something because this is the only event that the people can afford to do is watch the game, and it's oversaturated. It's now become too commercialized. You got bad commercials. You got bad halftime acts. Everything about it.
Yeah.
The game saved the Super Bowl because it was fun to watch that. Because normally you're like, okay, hurry up and get to the next Super Bowl. It's like, okay, can we just get this thing over? Let's get back to the game. How is Mahomes going to react? Because thank God he had 29 minutes rather than 13 minutes to get the injection, and he came out on the ooh-wee, and he was just throwing the ball all around.
He swears. It was just water and some good prayer.
Right. Well, no, he swears all right because they had to drop the audio. Like, Mike, did your TV go out? No,
we're good.
I think he's swearing in the huddle.
We said some choice language there for a moment. But no, listen, I'd love to know where people are at. I thought it was one of the best Super Bowls I'd ever seen. And I'll tell you what I'm not doing. I do not want to hear about this holding call. I don't want to hear about it. Here's why. If you're Philadelphia, A, don't fumble for a touchdown. B, don't give up a punt return essentially for a touchdown. C, don't blow not one but two coverages in the red zone that result in touchdowns. Oh, by the way, on the same play, just on a different side of the field. Guys, I don't want to hear it. All right, and it goes beyond James Bradbury saying, I grabbed his jersey. Yeah, because you did, James. Oh, well, it was a soft call. Okay, and newsflash. You had them down 10. You allowed Kansas City to have the ball 4 times in the second half. You know how many times they scored? 4. How about you get a stop? Oh, here's another one. You had the quarterback who basically is out there on a peg leg, scrambling all over the place, cutting you apart. Where was your vaunted pass rush? Where was your defense? I don't want to hear it. So there'll be a million radio shows that are going to talk about defensive holding. This ain't going to be one. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, they neutralized Hassan Reddick.
They neutralized the whole defense.
Right, but I'm saying,
did the name Fletcher Cox get announced on television last night?
You only saw what he was wearing pregame, but that's it.
It's about it. You just hate to see it. David, your thoughts? I mean, you're snarky with most things. Is the game actually lived up, and the game had to save, in my mind, an otherwise disastrous night.
Don't forget, David sponsored some commercials last night.
I did?
Yes.
Yes, I wanted to ask you, how did the church afford $14 million? The Jesus.us
That was
ads?
a great commercial.
What does it mean that Jesus gets us? They show a commercial full of people who hate each other's guts.
That's what they're saying. Everyone hates each other, but Jesus doesn't.
Okay. Well, I'd like to know where Jesus got $14 million.
It's an organization, Mike.
Well, where did they get $14 million? I tell you, the church business is good business. Got to get involved with church business. Kenny, you want to open a church?
Stop it.
Good business. $14 million.
Stop it. See, I'll say this because we always are in it for the game. That's what we always watch. But I was into it for the Super Bowl, for the commercials this year, and I sat back with my wife watching it, and after the first break, I said, okay, is this what we're going to be dealing with? Because these commercials suck so far. Nothing was good about any commercial. I think the first funny commercial was in the third quarter. So it was a waste of time. The halftime show was blah. You know, it is what it is. But you're right. The game saved everything that night. If it was a bad game, I probably would have went to sleep in the third quarter. It was just that bad all night for the commercials and the halftime.
There were nothing burgers.
Yeah, I just think that they're going to have to retool this thing because we've reached a point now. It's not what it used to be. It's not what it used to be 5, 6, 10 years ago. You're going to have to do something different because you're banking on this game saving you. Because I don't see how it's going to get better if it continues like this.
No, I just think it's
and that's
played.
all we have.
The Super Bowl has jumped the shark as an entirety. Now, the game can still be great. And we've got a bunch to do with the game.
Right.
Yeah.
But the actual Super Bowl experience, and that's all that fans have because you can't afford to go to the game. So if it's in your city, you can do the little activities. But other than that, you're glued to the set. And what they put out there last night, Fox should just be ashamed of themselves because that was nothing. That do better.
All right, so let's get into it. 248-539-9797. Like I said, Rico may be clairvoyant about something. I think I am regarding rules. We'll get to that later. We'll have a little Mahomes discussion, all of it. 97.1.